Today I'll be showing you the zombie experiments in 3D cinematic experience. But please while I gather my stuff. Okay, let's start off where it all began. And if you think it was because it started at Shiranuma, it didn't. Happened was going all the way back to Nocturne. Here's what happened. That plane crash. You guys thought about that? It's true. Only it's messed up. Richtofen and Ludwig, his best scientists, are all on the plane. They stole an American Air Force plane and were currently going over Germany to bomb something and bring test subjects to the factory. When that happened, on the way over Nocturne, they hit turbulence. They were about 4 miles away from the zombie site. Ludwig did not try to tie down a jar of zombification. It spilled over into a body of dead corpses. He thought it was his fault when they started rising up. He told Richtofen to jump out. He jumped out over Berlin, Germany, with a factory. He jumped out over there. Ludwig fought. He died. Pilots died. They crashed sideways, cracked open, and that's where Dr. Toten starts. Let's move on to Verrückt. Verrückt starts off in the zombification of the asylum. Richtofen landed in Berlin, Germany, 18 miles away from the factory. That's about maybe a 2-day hike. He found the asylum, stayed with some Germans. He started his experiments there. Guess who came? Samantha and Maxis. They came. They wanted to see the progress. Samantha had her puppy. He knocked over a jar. Dead bodies once again spilled onto. This time they were a corner side away in a locked door. Door was being worked on and scurried right in there. At the same time he was doing that, his next right-hand scientist, I think it was Dr. Schwampa. I don't know the name. I don't know if it's Schwampa or something else. Was working on Juggernaut and Speed Cola and all the perks. And they had figured out Quick Revive, Speed Double Tap, and Juggernaut. No Speed Cola. Speed Cola was invented on the next map, and I'll explain that later. And once again, they fought. Richtofen escaped through a secret door. That's where the zombies come in that bottom area by the box. And then that goes on to the next map. This is where Peters, he and him were in a helicopter. Peters jumped down to retrieve something. He got hung up. He had a vial in his pocket. Dropped out, seeped to the ground. That's why they come up out of the ground from, excuse me, on Shiranuma. Now the characters on the Black Ops version, they all learn everything. They started out in Shiranuma. Dempsey, excuse me, Dempsey was a POW capturee. He looks like Roebuck. Roebuck was captured. Remember? First World War map? Campaign? Sorry, I have a cold. I'm sorry. Or stuffy nose, whatever. Anyway, Dempsey got captured. He was on a helicopter. He wanted to jump down. He was supposed to jump down with Peters. He didn't, because he saw Peters get hung. Richtofen and Dempsey went down to retrieve Peters' body. And that's where they started. They're halfway down Shiranuma. They're walking around. They found Takio. He's a failed kamikaze pilot. He lived through his kamikaze crash because what happened was, in the early mission where they're defending the ships, he's a 2 o'clock high one. He crashed into the water. His cabin filled, popped open. He swam to a boat, a PT boat that we did. The ones that if you don't shoot them all down, he lives. Yes, well, either way he lives, but that's different. Goes to the PT boat. Comes back. The Emperor calls those people over to see and investigate why they're still there, because Richtofen hasn't checked in with the Emperor yet, because he's over Imperial airspace. He goes there. They find him. Then they stumble across Nikolai. Richtofen was testing on Nikolai, and he slowly became insane from all the vodkas he drank. Each vodka was a perk. That's why he says, I hate fish. Dempsey says, I hate fish. He was testing out Quick Revive. Juggernaut was tested on Nikolai. That's why he's always the bear, the Russian bear. He's the toughest guy there. Richtofen always labeled it vodka. But he tested Juggernaut and Speed Cola, I think. That's why he rambles and talks so fast. Takio, on the other hand, before he became an Imperial Army pilot, he was a poet. And Richtofen decided to take the element from the meteorite that crashed down there, took that and tested on all of them. And that's why when you go in that room on Shiranuma, you see all the perks pop up and it decides it by random. That's the test site. They were standing right there and they're being tested for super soldier serum. Each time they got shot, anything that leaked out, sweat or anything went into the ground, and they started bringing the perks there after they successfully made super soldiers out of Dempsey and Nikolai. Richtofen was never a super soldier, yet he stumbled on the serum to do it himself. And Takeo, kind of just was annoying to Richtofen. I know it sounds stupid. He was annoying to Richtofen, said stand here, and shot him. Completely wiped out all their memories. And Dempsey became an aggressive son of a gun that loves guns. Nikolai became a drunk Russian, and Takeo became half amnesiac. He remembers the poetry and other things. Other than that, nobody knows anything except Richtofen. I'll get to that later. Now then, in Black Ops 2, which I'll talk about way later, there's a campaign. I'll explain that way later. There'll be a video soon. Takeo stumbled upon the meteor and said, "This is a big rock." If you notice, half of the rock is dark, half of the right is light. That's the half that's been Richtofen's been using. He's trying to use the whole meteor and then ship it off and then recharge it. Yes, you can recharge the element 115. That's why with the Wonder Waffle, they're light bulbs. The ammo is light bulbs because light bulbs handle a bright flash on cameras back then. If you look at any World War II camera, bulb flashes and breaks apart. Those bulbs are test tube bulbs. They wouldn't break. They're like today's bulbs. And they can handle a big charge that comes out. It comes through the current, spins around through the coil, and comes out and shoots. That's why the Bunsen burns the barrel. I mean the little muffle blunt. Anyway, going on to D-Rise. They all come to D-Rise. Richtofen's master plan is slowly taking shape. He's back at Berluz, Germany at the factory. Little did he know, Maxis and Samantha were still there after he put him in the into the teleporter and tried to send him through. Now, I know I'm going a little bit ahead. Let's backtrack. The whole plan of Richtofen was to take control of everything. This is also going into Black Ops. In D-Rise, he wanted to put the production of the Wonder Waffle into production immediately to help get super soldiers out there. He wasn't in time. Once again, Edward this time accidentally spilled and put it on bodies. He said, "Get in here, get in here, get in here." Pulled the switch. They're both zombified. They both became part of the Rise factory. While they're being teleported and slowly disintegrating, Maxis, have you noticed when you go through the teleporter, there's numbers and people? That's Maxis. The skeleton's Maxis. The numbers and the small letter is Samantha.